Greetings, dear. Know that our messages flow to you on streams of light and love with the intention of assisting you to reach the levels of spiritual awareness you seek and are spiritually prepared for. We on this side see you as strong and courageous, having chosen to incarnate in order to participate in Earth's ascension process. Holding fast to your highest awareness of truth at all times will help you avoid getting pulled inadvertently into the whirlpools of chaos and fear being presented to you on all levels and from all directions at this time. You may have found that shopping trips or excursions that include crowds leave you feeling drained. This is because you have become increasingly more sensitive to energy, and so when you forget to keep yourself centered, your personal energy simply falls into alignment with the people and places around you, some of which may not be of a high resonating nature. All that is false, dense, old, and still hidden, must rise to the surface in order to be seen and recognized by the majority, rather than only by those who have awakened and easily comprehend the error of many commonly accepted practices. You have attained a level of spiritual awareness that allows you to stand back and objectively observe, because you no longer align with the beliefs and concepts that formed most of the world's laws, societal rules, traditions, etc. Present times on Earth represent the process involved in the world's spiritual awakening, which to human eyes may seem like regression. As individuals clear old dense energies of the past, so also must Earth clear herself of heavy energies that have been stored in and on her for eons, and is doing it through the fires, floods, and natural disasters you are witnessing at this time. Thousands of years of personal and collective activity based in three-dimensional thinking with the motive getting, taking, and possessing regardless of the cost to others, or Earth herself has created and left pockets of dense energy the world over. Crimes against indigenous peoples, wars between and within all countries, violent actions between ordinary people based in concepts of separation the world over have left in their wake energies that must be cleared. Humans, through the ignorance of a false belief system, have come to erroneously believe that they are the pinnacle of intelligence with power to use and abuse anything or anyone that does not fit with their narrow concepts of correct, useful, or financially advantageous. They have forgotten that Earth herself and all life upon her are living expressions of God, to be recognized, loved, and supported as facets of the One. The third dimension is the lowest rung of a very high ladder. The collective must and are waking up as they witness increasingly more natural disasters take place. Many deeply suffer from these events, but before there can be more light and awareness in the world, Earth must first become free of the heavy and dense energy that remains stored on her in various places. These clearings are a necessary part of Earth's spiritual evolution. Long ago, souls became stuck in the lower energies and became dense/material, creating the world that humans have come to believe is the real and only world. The belief in two powers and separation is the only thing that separates people from reality. Let your work be to recognize false beliefs when they pop up in your thoughts and actions, not by resisting or fighting them, but by lovingly and gently recognizing them for what they are, and then exchanging them with truth. A huge and difficult step for seekers of truth is in understanding that the material world consists of low resonating, false interpretations of reality, spiritual creation. In the beginning, it is very hard for the human mind to accept this, and those hearing about it for the first time usually resist, ridicule, and dismiss the idea until at some later date, lifetime, or period of strife it begins to make sense, allowing them to open to more. You who know the deeper truths will find yourselves increasingly helping others to understand what is taking place at this time, both personally and globally. Do not go looking for people to advise, teach, or save, but simply allow your energy to draw to you those in alignment with it, seeking to know more. Enlightened individuals are no longer light workers in the sense that light workers have always been thought of in the past, but have graduated into light holders. You will, and many of you are already finding yourselves in situations where, without planning or personal effort, you are helping a newly awakening individual, often a person you least expect, to understand what they are feeling, experiencing, and why. Your inner work is to know, practice, trust, and allow each new truth revealed to become your state of consciousness. You now know that you are the fullness of God in expression, and therefore no longer need to continue seeking outwardly for health, abundance, harmony, peace, intelligence, etc. You are not a piece of God, you are the wholeness of God. Because all embody the fullness of God, no person can have less than another. Your honesty does not mean that someone else must therefore be dishonest, and your abundance does not mean less for others. There is nothing else, every quality of divine consciousness, God, source or fiddlesticks, for it matters not a whit what you call it. It is already, always has been, and always will be the very essence of your being, whether or not a person chooses to believe this is their free will choice. Spiritual evolution is nothing more than every individual's journey toward attaining a consciousness of ownness. Many lifetimes of learning experiences and many different paths are involved, but all lead to the same place, for there is no other place. This is why every spiritual pilgrim eventually reaches a place at which they must cease believing in the need to seek, search, perform ceremonies, beg and plead some far-off God, or do anything, even meditate, in order to become what they already are. These tools are important steps along most spiritual paths, but once you resonate with ownness, you have graduated beyond the need for anything that is meant to draw God to you. When you attain the conscious realization that you are harmony, completeness, and wholeness, not one with it, but actually it can begin to manifest in your life as things falling into place without effort, the right person at the right time, etc. A consciousness of divine intelligence will manifest as increasingly deeper understandings and knowledge. A consciousness of all life being the one life expresses as health. Mind interprets individual consciousness outwardly on levels the person can comprehend, which makes mind the substance of the outer. Truth must shift from being intellectual knowledge to being an actual state of consciousness before mind can draw it out into recognizable form. Consciousness is the substance of all that exists. Ask yourself, what am I believing that is making me feel this way? What do I hold as real in my thinking most of the time? Be alert to and honest about your thoughts, because the mind is always busy doing what it was meant to do, being an avenue of awareness, but of what? All serious spiritual seekers must take truth seriously. Now, as God beings, you are creators, and can no longer see truth as simply interesting conversation for discussion or dismissal based in three-dimensional concepts. What are you choosing to create for yourself and for the world? It is extremely easy to become hypnotized by media, friends, and family, groups, organized religion, etc. They all want you to believe as they do, because they believe that they have the truth. Most believe that it is for your own good that you believe as they do, but this is where you must stand firm in your knowing. This does not mean being rude or angry at someone trying to convert you to their beliefs, but rather that you honor them, because they may well be fulfilling an important facet of their own spiritual contract. However, it does mean that you can politely say thank you for your opinion, but I am choosing to do this, or actually say nothing as you stay centered in your highest awareness. As you learn to trust in your ownness with Source, you will find it becoming much easier to simply allow world events to spin, while you remain centered and calm within the eye of the storm. Your calmness will be noticed by those with eyes to see, and ears to hear, and some will seek to join you. By making no outer effort to save the world, you are in reality actually doing this very thing, by being the light. Reality, one with God, is a majority. Do not give up, dear ones. The energy is very intense right now. You may have days when you feel exhausted, nauseous, and in pain for no particular reason. It is the intensity of the high-frequency energy you are integrating that in turn is forcing old energies to release and clear, causing intense but temporary symptoms in the physical body. The human mind does not fully understand what is happening, and often interprets this process as a problem. Do what you need to do. Rest as you feel you must, even if there are days when you need to sleep and do nothing. Allow painful emotions that may arise to flow through and out without resistance, or giving them power. Love and take care of your physical body, rather than being angry at it for seeming to fail you. You have all been practicing loving others in your realization of oneness, but often exclude yourselves. Be alert to never accepting or allowing them to influence loving and honoring yourself as self. Spiritual evolution does not allow you to turn back into being the person you were in a previous state of consciousness when the going gets tough. Once the door of consciousness opens, and higher truths begin to enter, they automatically dissolve the previous lower resonating energies. We thank you for your work toward bringing Earth into a new light, a new consciousness, and a new and higher dimension. We see you, we love you, we are with you, because we are you, dear brave souls. We are the Arcturian Group.